Hello learners. We're going to talk a little bit today about how to access my Schoology course. So the first unit of study we'll have this year in math is going to be decimal place value. So in order to find decimal place value in our Schoology course, you can see here that I am on our Schoology page and this is our math course. So this is our launching pad. We're going to start by going into the learner folder. Once the learner folder opens up, you're going to see my screen looks a little bit different than yours is going to look because I have lots of things in the background here that we're going to be using a little bit later on. But what you need to worry about are the unit place value folders. So everything you see here are the folders for each of the units we're going to be doing in math this year. So we're going to be starting with place value. And as you can see, for each one of these units, we have an I can statement paragraph that explains what it is we're going to be using and learning in that particular unit. So let's start by opening up the place value unit. And you can see everything is broken down into lessons. Now, once again, there's a few things here that you're not going to be seeing on your course, but you can see them in mine. We're going to be going lesson by lesson. So once we open up the lesson, you will see we usually have a page here that says begin here because sometimes I add some things in here that we don't necessarily have to have in our entire unit, some projects and things like that. So here you will see that there's going to be actually 4 different things that we're going to be doing in place value. We have a whole number review, an introduction to decimals. We're going to represent decimals in standard and word form, and then we're going to be representing decimals in expanded form. Now remember, this is just the first lesson. So these are the skills that we're going to be reviewing in that first lesson. So then once you open up the lesson, you will see there's video here, there are instructions here on this page. We always have some type of video to help you just in case you happen to be absent on a trip or for whatever reason you're not with us for the day that we do this lesson. There's always classwork. There's always extra work that is provided just in case you need a little bit more help. And we will always have a quick check for each one of the skills that we learn. That way we can make sure that we stay on track. We're learning everything in the progression that we need. And if we need a little extra help, that quick check will help to remind us about that. So then we can use the back button to get back to each of our lessons. The lessons are all, for the most part, broken down exactly the same. Each one has a page. Here you can see we have a couple of videos that are going to help us out. We have some information here about base 10 blocks. We're going to be using some manipulatives this year so that we can help to understand the basics of decimals. And if we go back, you can see each time we have a quick check. There's some extra practice once again. And for the most part, each one of our skills is broken down into those individual pieces. There's always a page. The page always has our videos, gives us explanations, gives us the quick check. And this is the way we're going to be handling math this year. Each one of our units is laid out exactly the same way, so that by the time we've done this a few times, you'll be an expert at understanding how the unit's laid out. Also, we're going to be working on Target the Question and Mountain Math. So very quickly, let's take a look at Target the Question and Mountain Math before we go any further. You can see there are 2 folders here, one for Target the Question. And when I open this up, you're going to see quite a few weeks. Now, this is actually a picture of the final week from last year, but this gives you kind of an idea of what it's going to look like. You will have a screenshot every day that shows you the problem. The problem is the same every day. The story problem is the same every day. And then we'll be looking at different skills each day that relate to that story problem. So we will start this probably week 2. And Mountain Math is more about the skills than problem solving. Target the Question is problem solving, whereas Mountain Math, as you can see, is based upon the different skills that we're going to be learning in 5th grade. So you will have a screenshot of the picture. And then in this case, the picture changes, the problems on the picture change, but the form that we're going to be using is the same all the time. So let me open up that form so you can get an idea of what that looks like. This is the form that we're going to be using. It is the same form every week. Once again, the only thing that changes are the numbers that we use. The questions are the same each week. So for math this year, we're going to have our lessons in Schoology based upon the unit that we're working on. We will have Target the Question every week, and we will have Mountain Math every week. So that's a good overview of how we're going to conduct math this year.